Yo guys, what's going on? Ace is here today with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Arc Raiders and its performance with the Server Slam beta, tech test, whatever term you'd like to use. We're going to take a look at some statistics. We're going to take a look at the Twitch statistics, how many people were watching the game. We're going to take a look at Google Trends, see how many people were typing in Google, Arc Raiders. And we're also going to take a look at the Steam charts, and we're also going to take a look at the Steam wish list. Now, please keep in mind, Arc Raiders was not just available on Steam. It was available on Epic, Xbox, and PlayStation. So we don't really know how many people were on Arc Raiders. I would say pretty confidently that it was probably over 500,000 total when it comes to a peak concurrent player count. I would love to shoot even higher than that, but when we were at 190,000 on Steam, I'm going to say, there's a small percentage on Epic, and then console, I think will probably be even more than that, but I want to be very conservative and just call it 500K total across everything, but I actually think it's probably a lot higher personally, but I simply don't know. So the first thing, we're not going to go in any particular order. We're going to take a look at the Twitch statistics. I should be throwing a screenshot up on screen for you guys right about now. So, I'm not sure exactly what you're going to be seeing in the screenshot, but the peak viewers was on October 16th, according to this data, and it was 219,999, one singular viewer off of 220,000. So 220,000 peak viewers for Arc Raiders. That is up almost 2x from Tech Test 2, which peaked at around 110,000 viewers. So we are literally 2xing. The exact number that I have here was March at 109,439, and also in April 104,222. That is the numbers I am seeing here. And then also, the amount of people streaming it was 4,374. That's a ton. And the hours watched was 6.92 million. I will say that the amount of time watched split between March and April of the previous tech test was roughly the same, a little less, but 5.79 million plus another 807,000 hours watched. So based on that data alone, a ton more people interested in Arc Raiders, which is good. But to support that data, we're going to take a look at the Google Trends, which all of the data is not yet in as of the 20th, but is projected for Google Trends to max out at a 100 interest over time for this upcoming week. So for the upcoming week of October 19th through the 25th, it is projected Arc Raiders will be at 100 on that Google Trend. And I would say that's probably going to be accurate, considering that the week after that date range will be the week of Arc Raiders actually releasing. So if it doesn't hit 100, I think it will hit 100 in the next week. The official rating for October 12th through October 18th, keep in mind, I believe that beta started the 17th officially. I don't know if they time locked it, like for time zones, if people were playing a day early, like if they VPN to New Zealand or something. But it was at 55 on the Google Trends, which is a huge increase from its original 23 on Google Trends on April 27th to May 3rd. So this is pretty good supporting data, because we just took a look at the Twitch statistics, which were 2x, and then we have an over 2x for the Google Trends, going from, 23 to 55 officially, and then it's projected to be at 100 coming very soon. So once again, double the interest, and it looks like Embark making the decision to wait was actually a good one. And that genuinely, I'll hold that out. I was wrong. I was wrong. We'll see what the release numbers look like, and we'll see if the beta was a smart decision or a bad decision. But as of this exact moment, I was wrong. And that's okay. You're allowed to be wrong. So let's take a look at Steam charts. I'm going to give you the full data. There's currently, I don't know if I'll throw the screenshot up on screen for you right now, but it is currently October 20th, almost midnight. It's 11:23 p.m., so it's almost the 21st. There's still almost 1,200 people on Arc Raiders right now. Either just listening to menu music or they're just AFK, I don't know. That's a lot of people just in a waiting room. You still have like 9 to 10 days. That's crazy. We peaked at 189,668 concurrent players, and that was on the 17th. We were at 189,668, and then an hour later, 188,014. So obviously players are going to get off, but new players got on. So I would say here, just in that hour window, you probably had a good 250,000 people, in and out of the game there, just in that hour-long window. The numbers from the previous tech test, since they were so limited, we can't really compare them, but I will tell them to you. In June 2023, I don't know if it was like a very, very early access alpha. There was 1,229. Then in July 23, 962. Don't know if that was a split weekend again or something like that. October 2024, I assume there was Tech Test 1, which had 2,139. And then April to May. In April, 12,763. And in May, 21,515. So I'm very thankful I got to be part of that 21K on the Tech Test 2 playthrough, but now opening it up to the masses, peaking at almost 190,000, which I think is very, very good for Steam only. So we're going to take a look at Steam wishlist chart. These are not official numbers, mainly because Steam doesn't release that data, but it is a very, very good estimate. We're also going to take a quick look at Arc Raiders follow count while we are here. So we're going to take a look at the top 3, where Arc Raiders is currently in the 3 slot. We have Subnautica 2 taking the number 1 slot, and honestly, I'm not surprised by that one bit. Subnautica is a phenomenal game. Deadlock, I actually have never heard of. I have no idea what it is, so I'm not going to speak badly about it. I simply don't know what it is. But then we have Arc Raiders, which, like I said, is releasing in about 9 days. Currently sitting at a follower count of almost 230,000, with over 40,000 new followers in the last 7 days. That is extremely impressive and great numbers there. Sitting at the 3 spot for now. Will it go above Deadlock in the next week? I don't know, and I don't really think it matters. I think Arc Raiders has absolutely established its spot as a potential Game of the Year contender. There was definitely some stuff in the Server Slam I didn't love, but at the same time, overall, I had a good time. And I really hope that players who didn't play Tech Test 2 see the vision, because they cut a ton of content that was in Tech Test 2 and only gave you 1 map to play on for the Server Slam. Locked a ton of things that were not locked in Tech Test 2. You got the bare bones experience for the Server Slam. So, I think there's one of two things that happens here, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people who are on the fence about it that think the game is going to die in a month, you're absolutely incorrect. It's going to take a little longer than that. And depending on how Embark stays up to date with the game, depending on how many events they're doing, how much new content is drip-fed, at what rate it is drip-fed, Arc Raiders could very easily be a Tarkov-style game. You could have a good 5 to 10 year window with Arc Raiders. They just need to keep it refreshed. They need to keep it updated and, keep new things rolling in the door, continue innovation. They cannot wait. They cannot take breaks. They need to put their all into this release. And I think they understand that. I still think some very questionable decisions have been made by Embark for a lot of things. But it seems like it's still working out. And you gotta respect them sticking to their guns about the release date, about some of their changes. And, if it all works out, then I'll be the first one to say I was wrong. Because I've already said that multiple times when I was almost positive this game was going to release June 6th. I still think they could have put it in early access, but they didn't, and that's their decision. And so far, based on these numbers, that was the right decision. So you got to respect it. But I think Arc Raiders will be Game of the Year. I think Arc Raiders has the potential to be a multi-year Game of the Year. and we'll just see how it continues to develop. I cannot wait for release, but I wanted to talk about the numbers a little bit just to give you guys a little look behind the curtain in case you were not aware of how it performed. I have some raids and stuff that I recorded while I was playing the Server Slam. I'll upload a few shorts for you guys as well. It's definitely nothing crazy. I had a couple raids where I did pretty well. I think there was one raid I had a 1v3, a couple other raids that were okay, but overall nothing spectacular. So it's going to be pretty much amateur hour when it comes to viewing any of my raids personally. But I will upload a little bit of stuff over the next week for you guys just to give you a little something from me. I appreciate you. I'll talk to you very soon. Arc Raiders, baby. Less than 10 days away. I can't wait. Appreciate you guys. See you in the next video. I'm out.